Here we are at the Game Face Studios, and I've got some fantastic news for the Rosebud Football Netball Club. Last night we had the exciting news of signing up Jewell, a former premiership coach at Rosebud, and we'd like to thank Nick for coming on board once again.
Thanks,
so thank you very much.
Lockie, could you talk through the process that you followed in terms of your selection for your new coach?
Yeah, so the process we took is pretty much based on what we did, the same with our former coach, or the coach we've got at the moment, Adrian McBean, where we've got a panel of past players and also current players, and we sort of went through a process and went from there. But look, the way it sort of panned out is we had to sort of rush this little item because we found that Nick was hot property after a while, and at the end of the day, when you've got six clubs out of the 22 in the MPNFL that are probably looking at getting some new coaches, well, we had to act pretty quick.
How many coaches did you have to choose from? How many did you shortlist?
Oh, look, we shortlisted, as it turned out, we probably didn't get to interview a couple. So, as I said, we had to sort of rush this through pretty quick and secure Nick.
How many years?
2.
And what will be the process for the rest of the season with your existing coach, Adrian McBean? Yeah,
so it'll be business as usual. Adrian, as you know, has been a fantastic coach of the year last year when we were in the European division. And look, it'll be business as usual. We've got a fantastic week this week because both Luke and Adrian, it's their last home game. We play Mount Eliza, and we just sort of want to make this a bit of a tribute to them coming up to this week. So,
And are the players been told yet? How are you going to manage your communication?
Yes, the players have just recently been told through our players page, and also through the club has been informed through also social media and the team app.
Nick, congratulations.
Glenn, thanks, mate. Great to be back.
Saying that, tell us about the last game you coached at Rosebud.
Always puts a smile on my face, that one. Oh, look. Yeah, 2015, obviously I finished up at Rosebud after three great years, including a prelim final, which we only lost by 2 points in my first year, and then 2 years later culminating in an amazing day where we won the premiership. So, that memories will last forever, those, absolutely. But we're still today, one of the highlights of my playing or coaching career was all the effort that culminated in that result on that final day, and it's hard to look back on those memories in my first stint with any negative thoughts at all after walking away with a premiership.
So, as Lockie mentioned, your hot property, you were spoiled for choice with a few clubs chasing you. Probably sounds like a silly question now, but why Rosebud?
Oh well, once Rosebud came into the scene, I suppose it was an easy decision. Look, I probably always hoped that I had the chance to go back. I probably wasn't overly confident after. Leaving, not too many coaches get to go back to their original club where it all started, and they gave me my chance. So when the opportunity arose and conversations started, it was an easy decision really to go back to Rosebud. I've still got some terrific friendships there with the players and been in communication with them and weekly catching up for lunch, and it's sort of been bubbling away a little bit quietly, and when the opportunity was there, I just had to take it.
So I'm sure your presentation would have included what your coaching staff panel may look like. Are you willing to share any of that?
We've had a few conversations. My right-hand man from last time he's moved to Queensland, unfortunately, so just putting in negotiating with him to try and get him back, but I don't think that's going to happen. Most likely the fitness guy, Peter Grant, the grub, who's been with me and with my dad back since 1980, will be on board with us, and had a few conversations with some Rosebud people, if you like, that are probably not as hands-on at the moment, that are keen to get involved. And
speaking of your dad, I assume that the Rosebud players and supporters can expect to see a bit more of TJ next year?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, look, most of my decision-making process, I always run past Dad with his experience, and he's had some terrific media in the last couple of weeks himself. Going back to Richmond as the welcome home hero, so he had a similar, situation in his career where he got the Collingwood job and decided to turn it down to go back to Richmond. It's amazing how it mirrors, really. So, no, he's a big fan of Rosebud, always was, and he's very excited that I'm back there.
And Lockie, you're still looking for a reserves coach. I imagine that Nick will now form part of the panel that assist you with making a decision for that particular person?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that was one of the things that was we wanted to rush it through because as far as Nick sort of getting on board, it's ultimately up to him to be a big part of that process in choosing our reserve coach. We've obviously got Matty Baker still running around in the 19s and as the 19s coach, and Matt's fantastic, and had a bit of a lean year this year, but we've got some fantastic 17s coming through for next year, and I think we've got some exciting times ahead.
So speaking of the 19s, Nick, obviously Rosebud's had a tough year of it, got some good kids, but had a tough year of it. What are your thoughts in that space?
Well, look, they have, but we've got 6 kids at the Stingrays playing week in, week out in the TAC Cup system. I think any other club in Australia couldn't say that they've got 6 kids from the one team playing in the pathways to the AFL. So, that would dilute any side. So we put them back in the mix, and look, hopefully the kids get drafted or go to the VFL. But if not, we know Rosebud is our home club. As Lockie said, the 17s are a pretty good group. And there's still 11 premiership players as well running around this season from 2015. And if you look at their age, maybe apart from Greg Bentley and Ben Dwyer, they're still sort of 21, 22-year-olds because we blooded so many in that first stint. So it's a young list and it's an exciting list, and can't wait to get cracking when the time's right.
So do you mind sharing what your plan is between now and next year? You're known for your recruiting, I'm sure that's going to be part of it, but can you give us some headlines on perhaps what the sequence of events will be?
Trying to stay away from headlines, Glenn, as you'd imagine. Look, we're just about hard work, and there was no secret to 2015. We were probably the fittest side in the competition. Probably the biggest physically as well. Some of that size has left the club through natural attrition. So it's about getting back to work, and it's no secret. I guess my game style was about hard work and fitness, and that'll start from when the guys finish up the season and have their rest. It'll kick off pretty soon.
So you're both Richmond supporters. You're going to have to put away the Tigers scarves next year, fellas, and focus on the Navy Blues.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. And look, it is exciting to have Tony Jewell sort of hovering around the club again. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there to get excited when guys like Tony and Nick are hovering around. So it's a fantastic feeling coming up.
Well, congratulations and good luck for 2019.
Thank you. And I'd also like to thank our supporters and members over the year, and more importantly the sponsors that we've sort of gained over this year. And a few sponsors drop off clubs, but I think coming into 2019, I think it's pretty exciting times, and hopefully they'll sort of jump back on and hopefully get some more as well. So thank you.